What's up, Geeks and Gamers? Welcome to our first movie review for the channel. Hopefully the first of many for you guys. And today we are talking about the movie that just came out tonight, Free Guy. So, Michael, right off the bat, we're just going to jump right into it. We're not going to stop at all. I just want to hear your thoughts. What are your initial thoughts about this movie?
This movie is a movie. That is no. This is a fun time. Like, it was what I expected was Ryan Reynolds to be in a video game and be a video game character and all sorts of shenanigans to happen, and that's what I got. It was a lot of shenanigans. It was crazy. I compared this movie on the car ride home to Ready Player One. It's a lighter, less heavy, slightly better story-driven version of Ready Player One. I walked away with it, I think, a little bit more entertained than I was at Ready Player One.
Yeah, same.
The most part. Yeah.
Yep.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. This movie to me had a lot of Lego Movie vibes to it as well.
Yeah.
Even like from the very beginning of the movie and stuff. But I thought that overall, this movie executed the premise pretty well. There was a lot of, there's a lot of very interesting story elements here and stuff, and a lot of interesting questions that they kind of asked in this movie as well. Like some pretty, existential questions, which I thought was kind of cool. But at the same time, there was definitely some stuff that I had some negative thoughts about and some criticism about, and mostly, and we were kind of talking about this after the movie and stuff, but I think that one of the things that really stuck out to me was, and I didn't really even register this until towards the end of the movie, where there's some references in the very last 20 minutes of the movie about Star Wars and Marvel. And then it kind of dawned on me, wait, this movie is a movie that probably got kind of in a way, kind of rebooted in some ways by Disney.
Yeah.
And so that kind of made me kind of wonder about that a little bit. And I started to think about the rest of the movie, and I was like, you know what? There's definitely some stuff they can tell where Disney came to this movie afterwards and kind of put their fingers all over it. So that was one of the things that kind of I noticed. And there's definitely some Marvel and Disney stuff towards the end of the movie that really showed that and stuff. So yeah.
I feel the same way. So I wanted to come to this with an open mind. The very first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, Lego Movie vibes. Okay, well, now I'm going to maybe unfairly, maybe fairly, compare this movie somewhat to Lego Movie. It's kind of like a blend of Lego Movie meets Ready Player One. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna be honest, it didn't stick the landing at parts to me. There's some very obvious Disney tropes here, you can tell, because the movie will build towards some kind of message, and then you can immediately feel like there's a pullback. Almost Lego Movie goes for something, went for a message, and then it kind of hits you home with the message, and it just goes, whatever you feel about this, it's how you feel about this. And even Ready Player One had a message to it. It kind of stuck with it, whether or not. This movie feels like whenever you get close to an idea or a message that could kind of hit something, it pulls way back. And then it misses the shot, and you're like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. The ending of it stays kind of ambiguous in a way. It does point to something. I don't want to go into spoilers with it, but there's kind of a thing that you can kind of feel building to happen, but the way they get there is through an expositional dump by another character that basically tells you what you're supposed to feel and how this other character is supposed to feel about something. And you're like, oh, so they couldn't have come to that conclusion on their own.
Right. Yeah.
I will give this warning. This movie is not woke. I will say that it's not woke in the sense that the message, it's about the message. It's not about the message. But there are definitely some moments here where it tries to get into woke stuff. But even that, as soon as it starts to touch on it, it pulls way back on it. There's literally a moment where a character is talking about something and starts talking about the patriarchy and talking about feminism and stuff like that for a moment, and then they go, that's a little preachy, and then they immediately pull back on it. There's some there's kind of some moments. I know this is going to turn people off, but I've just got to like, I want people to know there's some like weird moments of like homoeroticism in it. Like sometimes like guys will hug a little bit too long. Like at first it was like, oh, bro and out. And then like there's some moments where like, you're like, I think this is supposed to be played for a laugh, but it goes on just a little bit too long. And then they immediately pull back. Like literally there's one moment in the movie where you're like, that was odd. Yeah. And they literally tell you, oh, it's just friends. We're just friends.
Yeah,
like, this is
exactly. Yeah. And I kind of noticed that too with like, there's like towards the end of the movie, there's like these two characters that are like across the street from each other.
Yes.
And then they kind of like meet in the middle. And then they do the exact same thing in the next scene with two dudes. And I was like, okay, what are they trying to like say here? You know, like,
like so, what is being implied? But then they immediately like, but we're just friends. Like, we're not doing anything. But also to me, because of Disney, now it makes you go like, are you doing that because you know Chinese audiences aren't going to like be cool with it? Yeah. Like, would you have went for it and like made audiences watch that? Right. And there's also like two characters like that. Like one character gets like they have like an epiphany about something in their life, and then another one has an epiphany about their life, and then like they're two female characters, and then you can tell that like the movie's like pushing that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, the two like free thinking women in the movie all of a sudden somehow kind of like end up together at the end of the movie. Yeah. Without it, it's just all heavily implied. There's like a there's weird implications to it. I know that's going to turn some people off, but if it's going to turn you off to the movie, you probably would have been pissed seeing it in the movie. Yeah. But
no, it's good to let people know about some of those types of things. I don't know if that was pushed by Disney or by Fox or what, you know,
it's hard to know. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of feels more like a Disney thing to me, but you know, it's
kind of like Star Wars is like, we had a gay character. Did you notice her? Because we can cut it out in Chinese audiences.
Disney really likes to do that. They like to really kind of like pull their punches on those things, but they want to like put them in there to make them, you know, feel better about themselves or whatever and stuff. So, that's kind of how it felt to me. I will say this one thing about the movie. This is a positive thing about the movie. Yeah. I think one of the things that I really like about this movie was the female lead, Millie. I thought that she was a lot better of a written female character than most that we've seen from these types of blockbuster movies. Yeah. She wasn't like super annoying, and she wasn't like pushing like a neo-feminist agenda or anything. Nope. And that's something that I actually appreciated because they easily could have gone that direction with that character easily. Yeah. And they didn't. And I do appreciate that. Yeah. So I will say that as a major positive of the film, especially since she is pretty much throughout the entire thing. Yeah. So
I also want to give credit because Ryan Reynolds kills it.
Oh my gosh.
If you're sick of Ryan Reynolds, you're just going to get more of him. But his comedic timing in this movie is so perfect.
Oh yeah.
And he, like some of the line delivery doesn't work unless it's Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Like overall, I just want to say that. And I do want to say I think this is worth watching in theaters. I think it's worth the price of an admission ticket. If I thought you could wait till it was on at home, it probably won't be as fun if you're watching it on your TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a lot of big set pieces, big crazy stuff. It probably is. I think it's worth the ticket price. It's going to be a fun time. You're not going to walk away with it going, oh my gosh, my whole life has changed. Yeah. But you're going to walk away with going, I don't regret spending a ticket on it. And I didn't. So
yeah, it was a highly enjoyable film. You know, this is one of those films where you could go back and watch it again and probably find all sorts of different Easter eggs and fun little moments and stuff throughout it and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, overall, you know, I think that we both enjoyed the movie for the most part. There's definitely some things to, you know, look out for, obviously, but overall, I think that they definitely, you know, nailed the landing with this film and stuff. And I thought that overall it was definitely a pretty decent film. So yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about it. If I was going to give it like a grading scale, I'd probably give it like a B. I didn't hate the movie. It's but also like I'm not gonna lie awake thinking about this movie like I did like I don't know Green Knight or
like, exactly.
Like I hope I will be like after watching Dune. It was a fun time. I had a good time, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, let us know in the comments below if you've seen the movie, what you think about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and we will talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.